Hey, hello everybody. Justin and Eric here with Utopian Villas doing our question and answer segment this week. Of course, Eric, VP of Sales and Marketing. And question I have for Eric this week is tiny home financing.
Perfect question. Justin hit it on the head. That's going to be one of the most difficult problem questions I get from my customers on a weekly basis. So when people call, very few problems that they have, one of them being where can I put my villa, the other being financing. So hopefully between your questions and my answers, we can get the people some answers.
Yeah, guys, and the way I'm going to do is I'm just going to act as a customer to Eric, and we're going to go through the process and talk about what different options we may have to be able to finance whatever I'm looking to get. So,
Perfect.
Eric, I come into the office, I sit down with you, and I'm interested in a tiny home, but what's my first step?
So first step is going to be figuring out which model is best for you, size-wise, how you're going to use it, the application. So my question is going to be park model or travel trailer.
Yeah, and of course, I've looked at the website, right, so I kind of know what I'm thinking about, but we do have travel trailers, we do have park models. Just for the viewers, what's the difference?
Yeah, so because every customer is not as perfect as Justin, we're going to go ahead and explain. So a travel trailer is going to be much smaller, okay? Typically it's going to be pulled behind a heavy-duty pickup truck. It's much more mobile, so you have the flexibility of moving it. A park model, of course, can be moved. It is going to be an oversized load, typically something that gets built in the factory, and once it hits its destination, that's where it's going to stay, okay? 99% of the time, it's not ever going to move. You do have the wider rooms, the taller ceilings, but it's kind of just a whole nother gamut when it comes to the transportation side of things. So figuring those out, okay, and which model, do you know what model you like since you checked the website out already?
The Biscayne.
The Biscayne. So brand new model, we got that one this past week, was our new model of the week, so awesome. One of my favorites, not really, but do you guys like it?
Guys, if you haven't seen it, check out the YouTube video.
A lot of glass, guys, a lot of glass. So,
yeah.
So Biscayne, perfect. Okay, that's going to run you probably about 130 grand. Okay, so now that I know what you want, the next step is going to be figuring out that preliminary credential information. So I'm going to send you an email or get you a form that has about 5 or 6 questions that are going to just ask, hey, let's see here, perfect. Let's get Justin credit score.
700.
Okay, 700. I'm gonna need to find out his debt to income ratio, how long he's been at his last job, what funds he has available for a down payment, and from there we might have a few other questions. I'm gonna take that information, and now I'm gonna take my big Rolodex of leads or lenders, I should say, that I have throughout the past 5 or 6 years and the relationships that we've formed, and I'm gonna figure out what qualifiers work well for him. So instead of just saying, hey Justin, I have a bunch of lenders, here's 10 of them, knowing that 8 of the 10 don't work for him and his personal credentials, that's setting him up for failure. We're not going to set our customers up for failure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the time aside. I'm going to get that information from Justin, and I'm going to sift through it and say, okay, of these lenders, okay, good. Based on what I know he wants, what he can afford on a monthly basis, I'm going to hand him a sheet back and say, here's 3 lenders, and these 3 lenders I know can all give Justin some sort of loan, some sort of note with different kinds of interest rates and available ways to finance. So that's setting him up to win, and that's how we want to do it.
Okay, all right. So I get this sheet. Let's say I got three kind of matches that you're saying, and I'm thinking, all right, I bank with Chase, got to be on the list.
No.
Really?
Big banks, cross them off, especially for a park model. Again, I'm no banker, I don't know for sure, but through my experience, through my colleagues in the industry, I haven't ever had anybody finance somebody for a Utopian Villa, tiny home, or whatever through a big bank.
Okay, so no Chase, Bank of America, PNC, scratch that off, not like
Yeah, for the most part, let's just say no. Push
all
to
right.
the side.
What about a credit union?
Yes, go to 100%.
Okay, so that's a good option.
Yeah.
What about an RV specific lender like a 21st or a Triad or
Yeah.
of course Lightstream? If you guys have kind of been looking at times where I've seen Lightstream, is that something that I may see on the list?
Yeah, so we do use some of those. Again, those companies are going to typically want to see that perfect person as far as credentials, that 750 credit score, a decent amount of down payment available, higher income rate. So they are available. We do have them. Again, it's just another category of resource, so that is an option.
Okay. So we kind of talked about banks, credit unions, especially. What about, I guess, home equity lines of credit?
Yeah, so home equity lines of credit is definitely a big go-to. It always has been. In the beginning of kind of the tiny home industry, they were used a lot because there weren't as many ways to get these things financed until we got into the certifications and whatnot that we'll talk about more. So now in today's market, I'm going to say if you're looking to buy a Utopian Villa and you're going to use it for a guest home, a vacation home, a rental property, those are going to be good applications for an home equity loan because there's really not too many specifics as to how you can use those funds.
Right, and if it's going to be my primary dwelling or permanent home,
Yep.
that won't be an option.
Yeah, home equity loan won't work because you're going to need that house to get the equity out of,
Right.
100%.
What about personal loan?
Personal loan, you could do it. You would just have to have extremely good personal credentials to back your loan, especially if you're looking for something like the Biscayne that's 130 grand. If you can personally back that, then you probably are in a better you're probably in a better position to just pay a large down payment and then go get a basic RV loan or a conventional loan through your credit union.
I gotta ask you, crowdfunding, I see this out there. What do you think?
Listen, if you can crowdfund your way to Utopian Villa, I'll shake your hand right now. You're my hero.
All right. What about, of course, you mentioned a while back, someone doing cash and credit card.
Yeah, for sure. Again, depending on the cost of the unit and what you're looking to do, we can do cash and credit card. Credit card is going to have an additional fee on it just based on the processing and all that, but we can do that, get your points, all that kind of good
You
stuff.
gotta get them points, guys, right? So, and of course, friends and family.
Yeah, I mean, friends and family, listen, not everybody's in a position that they can lean on someone and say, hey, can you give me a loan and you can just work out something personally to where you can get a really good interest rate. But if that is something you can do, more power to you.
Fantastic. All right, so I filled out the form. You gave me some places that I reached out to, so I've got that kind of taken care of. Then I'm thinking, okay, what are the terms? So, what are we seeing typically for a down payment?
Yeah, so you're gonna want minimum down payment of 10% is what the lender's gonna want to see.
So 100,000.
$100,000, $10,000. $130,000, $13,000. Okay. Now, depending on your credentials, if your credentials aren't that good or you have a high DTI, debt to income ratio, the lender might want to see 20%, especially on a park model. Okay. Travel trailer, you might not see that as much, but a park model you could definitely see 20%.
Okay. And credit scores, what's my range? I mean, what's the lowest one of our viewers could expect to come in with?
I'm going to want to see at least a 650 to kind of get you into the game and get some options for you here that are going to be feasible. But I'd like to really see that 720, 750. That's really the point that you're going to be able to open up some more doors in regards to a better note and some better financing options.
Okay. Rate of terms, 30 years.
I wish. Maybe, but probably not. So here in the Midwest and again, all over the United States, let's just talk about the averages first, okay? So typically, no. You're gonna see, 15, 20 years, 10 is out there everywhere. I like to see my clients get at least a 15, because it really softens up that monthly payment. But again, depending on how big your down payment is, you could do 10. Some people make it work. Now there are lenders out there that we've worked with, especially down south in Texas, that are financing closer to that 20, 30-year term, but that's because they're financing it as your primary residence. So when you can do that, not only do you lower your DTI because you no longer have that secondary rent or mortgage, but you're now financing your villa as your primary home, and that's a game changer. It's just not something I'm going to say is available for anybody out there, so don't get your hopes up.
Well, I guess when you think about it, right, I mean if the Biscayne's 130,000.
Yep.
It's not like I'm going out buying a $350,000 new home. If this is gonna be my primary residence, if I'm 130, 140 with what I'm doing, I mean it's not gonna cost that as much. So.
Yeah, most definitely.
Talking about rates, what are my interest rates? What's my range?
Interest rates are going to be anywhere from 4.5% to let's say 7 on the high side.
Okay. And then certifications. Obviously, we're RVIA. Well, how does that affect some of these financing options?
Yep. So if you're not certified as an RVIA member, or there are a few other ones out there, we're RVIA. It helps big time. You may not be able to get financed if you're not with a builder that is certified.
Okay. And just to give me a range, I come in here, we get all this stuff, I fill it out, you submit it to the bank. What's my time frame?
Yeah. So 48 hours. I'm going to tell you if it worked or if it didn't work. Are you financed? Are you not financed? Kind of your pre-approval. If it does work, give me 3 days. By day 5, we'll have the signing contract and everything will be closed with the bank.
All right. Well, fantastic. I hope this helps you guys.
Yep.
Eric, what do you think?
I love it. I appreciate the time. I think this is super helpful. I hope it's super helpful. Let us know your feedback, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Hey, thanks again, guys. Talk to you soon.